Hi everyone, it's Brittany, your makeup artist and MBA, and today we're doing Ken for the Dia de los Muertos Barbie series. So he is the first Ken doll in the series. He is part of the 2021 collection. I have all the dolls here behind me, over here, but he is the first Ken, so I'm really excited to have him. It's very hard to find cool Ken dolls. And so he is, with the exception of Rhett Butler, he is my second Ken collector doll that I own. Otherwise, the rest are all Barbies. So I was so excited to have him because my son likes Barbies too, and my daughter. So it was great to have a guy in the mix. So his makeup I'm doing today is actually based upon the illustration on the back of the box. The only change between his face and the illustration is that, as you can see, he has more natural skin tone coming through around the edges because I am a woman and I have a very oval shaped face. I don't have a lot of real estate around the outside, so I decided to go with the illustration look. So I'm going to break it down for you. Please like this video and subscribe to this channel. Hit the notifications bell too, so you can get video updates when I post videos. I'd really appreciate it if you guys would share my channel with your friends. I have all the links down to the products down below. If you have any questions, please post them in the comments. I'd love to hear your feedback. And if you decide to recreate this look on social media, make sure you hashtag Bonita Catrinas in it, as well as use @Brittany or hashtag Brittany, so that way I can find it, because I'd love to share your guys' work. Another thing is for the sombrero, I forgot to mention this in the video. I actually bought this on my first trip to Mexico, so it's very special to me. I would say a great place to get them, and it's multi-generational family-owned business, is Amol's Imports. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. But they are based in San Antonio, and they have the Picadillo flags, they have the paper flowers, they have everything that you need to celebrate for Dia de los Muertos. I got Halloween flags. I got some more for my birthday because my birthday's Cinco de Mayo. And then I got Feliz Navidad ones for Christmas. So they are amazing business. So I'll put the link down below so you can get an authentic sombrero that's actually made in Mexico. That's very important. We want to buy authentic things and support the wonderful Mexican people, because they are lovely and so gracious to share this wonderful holiday with us. So without further ado, let's get started on the makeup, and I can't wait to show you guys how to make Ken come alive. So let's get started on Ken's makeup. So with his look, so I'm going to do more of the illustrated look where it's actually white down here. But if you look on Ken's actual face, you can see he has more skin tone on his chin. So I'll let you guys pick which one you want to do. I'm going to go ahead and turn him around like so. He also is wearing a mariachi sombrero, which I have in my hallway, which is the first sombrero I ever bought when I went to Mexico the first time. So it's very special to me. And I will change into the rest of the costume. I have a black button-down shirt. I have a little clip bow that I bought on Amazon. So it's like what you'd have your 3 or 4-year-old wear. I can't tie a bow tie, and I'll never wear a bow tie. So hair bow, my daughter can at least use it. Also, I'll show you guys in that video. You won't be able to see my feet, but I'll show you. I'll hold them up, my old Gringo boots. So those are actually made in Mexico. They're amazing cowboy boots. Expensive, but gorgeous. So I'll show you guys those. For Ken's look, for this look, I'm going to use all face painting paints, either from Mayron, MAC, or I have the Wolf Face and Art FX palette. And so it's going to be the similar technique as Barbie. However, I wanted to show you guys a different medium because face paints are a little bit easier to access for most people. Usually you'll have some kind of shop that will sell face paints, Joann's, Michael's, etc. I haven't used those brands. I've only used Mayron, the MAC, and the Wolf paints, and Krylon too. But I have the Krylon metallic. So And I don't do a lot of face painting, so usually I just bring them out for Halloween when I'm doing more character makeup. So the palettes I'm going to be using today are the Mayron Paradise Basic palette, the Mayron Tropical palette, which I'll put pictures up here so you guys can see. For my base, I used the MAC Chroma Cakes in pure white and in black. So I like the MAC Chroma Cakes because the color is more solid. It's very translucent. Like their white is really nice. So I use those for my sugar skulls. So I planned out. So if you look at Ken's face, he has, we'll get out Skelly. That's what my family calls him or her. And you can see like right along here, right along the cheekbone, it comes in and then goes back down. So I followed that pattern. So you have your mylar bone right here and your zomatic. So you're kind of going, it's like mylar mandible. So you're kind of going in here and coming down. And his shape is typical of what you'd see in more the male sugar skulls. You know, they're kind of more shaped like this, I guess you could say, more heart shaped, if that makes any sense. So that's what we're going to do. And I did that. I used the black. I used a couple of brushes to do that. I used the My Perfect Powder by My Kit Co. Love these brushes. Number 0.11. I also used the Sigma Foundation brush, number F60. And then this is just a crown brush. And it's the, I don't even know if they make it anymore, C323 pointed lip brush. And then for those were all brushes I used for the white. And then for the black, I used the Must Have E55 blending shadow. This is kind of like a MAC, old school MAC 217 brush. It's a natural hair brush. The My Kit Co. My Cut Concealer 0.26, which this thing is just like. And my favorite lip brush, my Line and Fill by My Kit Co. 3.1. And then to kind of fade this out a little bit, I use the Real Techniques. This one is the Sallowness Correcting Brush. It's their concealer brush set. They come in 4. And then I also used, this is Winsor and Newton University Series 680. I got it at like Michael's or Joann's. It's just an art brush. It's really long and skinny. And then for my skin prepped, I use the Saturday Skin and then the Tatcha Liquid Silk Canvas. Because I wanted my skin to have some hydration, but not a lot. Because if your skin is too slippery, like if it's too juicy, the makeup will just slip right off. So there's times when you want that real like plush, lush skin for like a yoga skin look, or if you're going to be doing like bridal where you're having, or older, like a lot of my clients are, you know, more on the drier side because we live in Texas. And if they have more mature skin, you definitely want that hydration and that really kind of rich, you know, but absorbed base. So the skin's really well hydrated and has that beautiful slip to it. This we wanted to have slip, but just enough, kind of more of like a satin feel to it. So you can move the product around. It moves nicely. It's not catching or stopping on dry skin, but it's not also slipping off the face. So that's something to think about for your skin prep. Other looks that we'll be doing in this year's Halloween series, I guess I could call it. You won't want to do that. You'll just want to like prep the skin with like rubbing alcohol, especially with prosthetics. And this look, you could also make little prosthetics for the cheekbones or for the swirls, like really make it your own. I'm just doing face painting for this one because I want you guys to have another technique style to do it, to be able to make your Ken or your Barbie, and all those types of things. So just get creative. If you want to throw some glitter in there, throw some glitter. You know, Ken can be fabulous too. But that's how I did this. And then I traced around the orbital bone. One thing with the orbital bone, I will tell you that it is easier when you're using like your fluff brush to push down and go out like this. instead, because that way you can follow, your brush will naturally follow the contour of the eye better versus you dragging it like this, because then it can fall apart. By you pushing it, the fuller part of the brush head will go into that crease and just follow it right around. So that's a little trick. I also use the Urban Decay Glide On 24/7 Perversion eye pencil to do the rims of my eyes. And I love these pencils. I've used them for years. I just absolutely love them. Another thing is too, as we get started, is if your face is smaller, like obviously I'm a woman, not a man, so my face, and I have a very almond shaped face. And so if you can't fit everything that Ken has on his face, just pick the couple key components that you really love and put those on there. Because it is Barbie, it is, that look is basically like a face tattoo stamped on them. So, and when they pick the builds of the Barbies, they actually pick the face shape based upon what they want to put on it. So they choose the sculpt and everything of where they want everything perfectly to be. So they basically engineer the face around the makeup, which is in real life, we can't do that. We have to engineer the makeup around the face. So just keep that in mind. Obviously do your best. And let's get started. One thing I forgot to add is I did spray the setting mist on this base layer, and quite a bit of it, and I've let it dry. It's almost dry on my forehead. I can still feel it's a little cool. But I use the Scandinavia, excuse me, makeup finishing spray. Because I'm just gonna wear this for this look. But if you were going out, I would maybe get the Scandinavia bridal spray. That one's like tear proof, cry proof. If it is going to rain that day when you are wearing your makeup, then that's when I would step up into blue marble, possibly green marble territory. Green marble is an alcohol-based sealant. I will put the pictures of blue and green marble up here. That is what you use for underwater photo shoots or high sweat situations, filming in water, all those types of things. So if you do need something like that, you can get little bottles of it at Friends, Camera Ready Cosmetics. I'll put a couple links down below, but PPI makes great products. They also make Skin Illustrator. So you can definitely use those as well too. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I did leave the nose white because we can go back in since this is a water-based paint. We can use, where did I put her? The Bioderma and go in and do the little nose ridge right there. All right, so the first thing, we're going to start on the top of the skull and work our way down. That way we're not like overlapping everything. So the first thing to kind of place our design is that Ken has this green dot right here, right in the middle. And then this little kind of petal teardrop comes out from the side. And then there's these swirly things. And there's also some swirl. I don't know. It'll be really hard to see because I haven't taken him out of the box. He has a little swirly right here. I won't be able to really do that. I might just do a little kind of maybe like a little squiggle line or something because my hairline is, pretty, I don't got a lot of real estate right there. So we'll probably just adjust that part. And a lot of it is dotting. So we're going to use the mandala tools that I've showed you in the other Barbie video, but we're going to use the little ones. These little plastic ones to do our dots. It just makes it way easier. You can use the back of a makeup brush. I will warn you though, makeup brushes are curved like this on the back. Most of them, even the Real Techniques ones, are curved, whereas these are perfectly flat. So they're going to give you that really great stamp shape. So let's get the green going. I'm just going to use a little water to activate the palette. This green right here, I would say it's pretty much like a true green. So I'm going to use the green in the tropical palette. This green dot is like a mid-sized dot. So we're going to use this one. I'd say that's about 1/4 of an inch maybe. And I'm just going to kind of scrape up the color. So it's just like that. And then to measure this, we're going to have to, so it's kind of like 3 fingers above the brow bone, because we have to leave enough room for the swirls and all those types of things. So I'm actually going to use, we'll use the purple sticks, so that way you guys can see it better on camera versus the clear one. So there's the top of our orbital bone right there. And it's a little bit higher above that. So it's, we're going to say right here. And our midline is right here. So then we'll just, let's go ahead and stamp it right. Next color we need is like a chroma yellow, like a primary yellow. So I'm going to get that from the Basics palette. And for this one, we're going to use a nail brush, something like this. So it'll draw the perfect top part of the flower petal. And then we'll use, see, this one's slightly bigger than the dot. So I guess we'll use this purple one that I was using to balance the face. We'll use that to help draw the bottom of it. And there's quite a bit of yellow on this look. So you have your petal here, and then it's part of the swirls, and then there's yellow here and here, and then yellow down at the bottom. I've got my yellow activated. So this one is basically, it's like a finger right there. Perfect. So there's our yellow dot. So then we'll go in with our nail art brush. It has a pretty fine straight up tip. And then just go like so and connect. That yellow sit, and then we'll come back and touch it up. These don't have to be perfect because you will go over them with black liner. So just keep that in mind. The next ones we have, I'm just going to clean this off real quick, are actually white. They're pure white. Eyeliner pencil and just draw the teardrop in because they're not really showing up. Since I use face paint and I used a pure white, you're not going to have the contrast like you would if you were mixing it with like a foundation color or something like that. So we'll just leave those off. We'll come back and do them when I do all the line work. So the next thing we're going to do is the little 2 blue swirls, and I'm going to use, we're going to use a brighter blue. So I'm going to use the blue from the tropical palette. So these 2 blue guys, they go kind of right in line with the green and sort of right next to you. So I'm just going to do one here and one here. And then we can make our little teardrop shape. And put my blue brush down. We'll use this tiny little lip brush. This is a crown brush C212 chisel detail. So we'll use that one for this. And this kind of curves a little bit, so just kind of curve it like so. It's kind of like a comma, very similar to what you'd see in a paisley print. And just kind of like so. That looks good for right now because once again, we're going to trace it in black. So the next thing Ken has are little swirls that go around. So these are going to be a little bit fiddly, but I'm going to show you guys how to make them because my biggest thing is making sure everything is like perfectly symmetrical on each side. That's kind of like a complex I have. So, you know, just do your best with these because they are, I will say, like it is harder to draw swirlies on your own face than it is to draw it on someone else. But I'm going to use the 24/7 Urban Decay pencil to mark out where the lines are going to go. So these lines start right on the outside watermark of the eye, and they go to like the outer corner of the eye. So pretend you're like extending your wing eyeliner or you're drawing on your eyebrows. You could use your eyebrows as a marker. We're going to do one little dot kind of right here to mark it, and then same thing on the other side. Right there. And then the inner swirl sort of stops in the middle of your pupil. So you'll have to line that up. I'm going to look in the mirror real quick because I don't want to mess it up. So that's right there on that eye. And that eye. And then it goes down to about like a finger below the brow bone. So we'll just go like right there. Same thing on this side, right there. And let me look on the front of Ken's face. So then the top of the swirl goes about a finger or so. We'll just do like this. Oh, right there. Perfect. Right there. And then the swirl, we'll put another dot right about here. And then another one like right there. So same thing right here. The other one right there. So there's our swirl pattern marked out. So then you can just go ahead and follow that line around. So I'm going to use my Feliner, my Kitco. Get the blacks ready and just go very slow. So I've taken a lot of classes with Pat McGrath, also known as Mother, and that's the way they map the lines out. So the swirl starts in here. So I'm going to go from here up to here, stop, get a little bit more product, but make sure it's not too built up, and then go from here to here, like so. Perfect. So there's our little swirls, and we'll let those dry down, and then we'll come back in and we can outline everything else. So let's go around the eye, the orbital bone right now. Ken has quite a bit of, he has a bunch of dots around his eye. So let's do that because those are a little bit easier and they'll give everything time to dry. Let's go ahead and spray this real quick though first. So for the dots around the eye, they are the deeper blue. So I'm actually going to use the dark blue from the basic palette, the yellow that we used before, and white. So we're going to use this size. So this, I would say, it's a little bit less than 1/4 inch. So the first dot we're going to do is the yellow, and the yellow actually has a white dot on the inside of it. So they're right here, like right there. So we'll do kind of like right where your eyebrow starts. So one there. And one here. Don't worry about the center on these because they will get filled in with white. Use the other end of my tool to do the blue. Get that loaded on there, nice. And so then you just kind of go like 1 centimeter away and stamp, centimeter away and stamp. And then there's a white, so I'd leave a bigger gap, like 2 fingers. So the next blue kind of goes right over your pupil because there's a white spot in there. So we'll just kind of go right here. And then there, put the blue stamp over here, kind of like right on the outside of your pupil. Oh, get a little bit more blue for that one. Started running out. Perfect. All right, and then it's yellow. So we'll wait on that. And then there's 2 blue dots right here, kind of like where your winged eyeliner would go. So think of it like the end of where your eyebrow is. All right, so we did the 2 blue stamps right here, 1 and 2. And let's go and do the inner corner of the eye blue stamp. So this one is kind of angled down from where your waterline is. We'll go 1. The other one's angled down here. 2. Make sure they're lined up. Need a little bit more product. And go 2. And then there's another blue kind of like right out here. Let's put that one in. Sort of right here. Up, down a little bit. Let's see. So kind of, yeah, like right about here. All right, so that's the eye area. And then he also has dots that go all down here. So let's do that because we're moving right along. So the Ken look isn't as difficult as Barbie's. It's a lot less swirls and what have you. But so now the dots have black in them. So we need to get a little bit more black going. So it goes white or black, white, black, white. Make sure my hands are clean so I don't get my Barbie box dirty. So it goes right along here. So just kind of follow along the pattern. Just make sure you leave enough room from this blue dot to put 2 little kind of flower petals in. So we'll do black first. We need a black. And that one's the outer corner of the eye. So we need about this much room. So I'm going to go probably like right in here. That should give me enough room to make those little tiny petals and just put a black dot there. Leave, these dots are about the same distance as these ones up here. So there's a little bit of white. So leave a little bit of room, put another black dot like right here because this one on the point is white. So black here. Go. Let's do the same thing over here. So leave a little bit of room, kind of measure up with sort of the outside corner of your eye. And put your black dot there. Like so. So if your face paint starts to get a little too thick, then just add some water to it and get it kind of, back where you need it to be. Because when it's too thick, it'll start getting splotchy when you're making your dots. And then it goes green. So let's get our green kind of right here. Some of it up on the palette. All right, so then right below this one, it's a green. Perfect. Below this one, it's green. Just like so. And then we go back to black again. Just like so. It's that. Then it's white, then it's blue, then it's black. So since we got black, let's just go ahead and do one more. So the black is basically like right there. Black. So kind of right on either side of your chin. So your blue loaded up on there. And wipe the edge down so that way it's not irregular. And then just put the blue right there. Okay, so there's all the dots on Ken's face. Oh, don't wipe off your green yet. We'll do the little dot right here underneath his mouth since we have that activated. And that one is actually, we're going to use the other bigger rod for that. We're going to go back to this rod that we used for this one. So you want to make sure your dot is completely coated like that. So this goes right, like right here on the tip of your chin. You know, like I have bigger lips, so whenever I eat, my lip goes like that. So basically right where your lip would touch, like right here. So just go down straight from your nose. I'm going to peek at your lips. Right there. Okay, so I'm going to spray this all down. I'm going to let it dry down, and then we'll come back and we'll do some more of the work. All right, so I took a quick break just to fill in a couple of the areas to speed it up. I did take some artistic license, and I used our purple stick, this one, to replace the white dots. So I put a bigger black stick, or bigger mandala stick, and then use the smaller stick we're using to make all the other dots as the center. And the pigment I used for that was the NYX Epic Wear pencil, or not pencil, excuse me, Epic Wear waterproof liner. So you can also use this, it's in color white. You can also use this to touch up any of your swirls, like some were getting a little messy up in there. You can use that, like for example, right here, there's a little bit too much yellow right there. So I'm just gonna go in and just kind of lightly fix that edge. Like so, gone. So think of this as your sugar skull concealer. And we'll do a little bit right there because there's just a little bit of a overhang. Clean the brush off. Just because you are touching water-based makeup, so kind of reactivate again. Clean up in there, clean up in there. So I did the same thing with Ken's chin with all of the white too. I decided that we'll do the black, so that way we don't have to like trace the white outline, and then do the white on the inside. And then I also did the same thing with the eye area. So I didn't go as strong on the underneath of his eye because on the illustration and even on him, it looks like it kind of fades off a little bit. It sort of smokes out, as you can see right here. There we go. Like right there. So I didn't do it as strong there. And then I will put a little bit of black mascara on because my lower lashes kind of got into the eyeliner a little bit. Always happens. And let's see. We still have to draw the little petals that are kind of like right here. We're going to have to make them a little bit tinier because I don't have a lot of space. And for the little swirly thing, I might just kind of draw a little swirl right here and right here to kind of make up for that. And we have the nose to do and the lips to do. The lips are pretty easy. You can just go in with your Urban Decay black liner right in the middle, and then you just draw, let's see, how many lines does he have? 1, 2. Okay, so he's got the line down the midline of the lips and then 2 on each side, but they stop about a centimeter. So kind of, you know, 1 here, and then they're pretty tight. All right, so let's clean up the chin a little bit. We did have some overhang. And I'm gonna talk like a mime while I do this. There we go. Got a little bit of a spot right there. I'm gonna get a clean brush because my brushes have been kind of touching each other. So my working area on this little pop-up table is a lot smaller than the big table I have in the back in front of me when I do clients. So And we did have one more white to do, so let me show you guys how I did that. So we'll take out the purple stick, which is right here. I'm going to get that in the product. Cleaned off my hand, so everything's pretty clean. But we want to make sure there's none on the edges because we want our circle to be really nice. All right, so then we're going to put it right above the blue. So right here. My face kind of sinks in a lot there, so that's going to be a little bit harder to get that spot. But it's okay because it's going to have a white center. So just let that dry. Let's work a little bit on the nose right now. So I'm going to use our eyeliner pencil to do the nose. We'll do the 24/7. And so Ken's nose, it does have like a little bit of a white spot in the middle, so we'll kind of leave that out, sort of almost like the light's like reflecting off of it. But it's pretty, it's pretty easy. It's not like real intricate. It's just a half moon, like so, and then right up. So it's not your typical nasal bone that you'd see here, where it's got kind of like the heart in the middle. It's just straight across and divided into two. And it's right above the tip of your nose. So you want it, like my tip of my nose is right here. So you can kind of see where it's a little flat right there. That's where you want to stick it. So let's just go like this, straight across, like so. And then it goes about a little bit. So once again, we're going to put our dots here. Goes right here. And then it goes down to right about there. And it goes up to there. So that way we can just go in and go and sort of trace the outline. Perfect, just like so. And don't worry, because this is, pencil. The lines aren't going to be perfect. It's okay. Got that down. We can come in with our Lady Gaga felt tip liner, the big one. Love this. This is like my favorite. You only buy one product from her, buy the felt tip liner. Because it is just black. See? And bring that out a little bit. Okay, so we need to clean up the white just a tiny bit. So I'll show you how to do that because I accidentally, the tip went a little bit this way. So we're going to get out our Epic Wear liner. Our concealer for our sugar skull is what I'm now going to call it. And then he has just a tiny bit of white right there. And we just stamp that. So that's perfect. And why don't we take this and we'll go in and do the lips too. And this is kind of where you just go right in there like so. So this is going to be kind of where you have to judge with your lips what you like better. I mean, my lips are really full, so they're going to kind of look that way no matter what. And if you want to, you can just draw on like a regular lip as well too. All right, so we got that black down. Let's go in with the kind of like as our base shade. And then let's get, I use the My Kitco again. I'm just kind of purse your lips like you're taking a picture for Instagram. And just ever so gently kind of rub back and forth. Now you want to do the 24/7 pencil as your base because you're going to be eating or drinking or anything like that. And with the aqua base makeup, it will come off. So just make sure you put a base of eyeliner down first. So that way you can keep your makeup going all night long. Okay. So for this, we're going to paint down and then paint up. You don't want to paint down like this because since the brush head's like this, the tip of the bristles, if you paint down like that, the brush head is going to go wider versus painting up like this, it's going to go wider in the middle, which is what we want. So find your Cupid's bow. Try not to talk. There's one. And bring it up a little bit higher so it matches mine. And then same thing, turn your brush the other way. Two. And then we'll go kind of like right here. Three. 4. 5. 6. We got 2 more, so then we'll do one right here. 8. 9. 10. Just like so. And then you can go in with your Lady Gaga. Where did she go? And just kind of go over your lines. And then if a line gets a little too thick when you're going over it, or you accidentally hit it, just go in here. Like that. And I'm going to do a little bit on the top too, because it really just makes it pop a little bit. Okay, excellent. So let's go in and just do these little areas now. All right, and we gotta do the ones at the top. That way you guys can see it. I'm doing a little bit better. Just a little bit right there. All right, so I'll let those dry. I'm gonna do one last thing before the camera. I'm running out of battery, so I'm gonna paint the swirls right here, and then go in and touch up whatever else you need. We did all the main components of the look, and I will come back with everything all touched up with the outfit on and the sombrero and all those types of great things. So I'll be back in a little bit. All right, so here is the completed look. So I have my purple bow tie, my little bling color shirt that I love so much. It's a button down. My first sombrero I ever got when I went to Mexico. And as promised, here's my El Gringo boots, or Old Gringo, sorry. And here's the back. They're so awesome. This is the first thing I bought when I moved to Austin, were these cowboy boots. So if you need a pair of boots, get Old Gringos. They're expensive, but honey, they are worth it. All right, so let's take one last look of Ken and I together. I really love to see your guys' Dia de los Muertos looks. Please use the hashtag Bonita Catrinas in your Instagram posts or what have you. And I can't wait to see what you guys make. I hope this video was informative to you. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, follow me on social, like this video, hit the bell so you get notifications when I post more videos. And I hope you guys have a wonderful Dia de los Muertos with your family. And thank you so much for supporting my channel and my small business. I really do appreciate it. Have a wonderful day.